Although its svelte looks hinted luxury rather than revolution, the Tesla Model S is poised to shake up the executive saloon market now that it's finally arrived in the UK. So, what's all the fuss about? That enormous 17-inch touchscreen in the dashboard. Its unusual 5+2 seating arrangement with 2 rear-facing child seats in the boot? No. The Model S' unique selling point is that it's purely electric. There's no engine, no hybrid or fully electric vehicle that Tesla claims is capable of 260 miles of real-world driving. What sets the Tesla Model S apart? Tesla's Model S has been on sale in North America since 2012 but is now available in right-hand drive form, with European assembly in the Netherlands. Due to the Model S' pure nature, the cabin is incredibly spacious with a flat floor allowing easy and comfortable access to the middle seat. Open the large tailgate and you'll find a 774-litre boot which can be equipped with the rear-facing child seats as an option. Folding the back seats reveals a cavernous 1,645-litre capacity. Because there's no engine up front, the bonnet reveals another 150-litre boot. So even driving 7 up there's more usable luggage space than many people carriers can muster. The light and airy interior is dominated by that huge screen which controls almost all of the Model S infotainment and ancillary features like climate control, seat heating and driving modes. Most of the conventional switchgear, of which there's little, is borrowed from Tesla's technical partner Mercedes-Benz. 4-version Tesla Model S lineup. 4 models make up the Tesla Model S range: 60, 85, P85 and P85+. It sounds a little confusing but essentially isn't. The 60 has a 60 kWh battery, with a 302 bhp motor and a theoretical range is 240 miles. Progress to the 85 version, 85 kWh battery, and you've got 362 bhp at your disposal. Torque output mirrors the 60. Not only is it a little quicker than the 60, its maximum range increases to a claimed 312 miles. With the addition of a high-performance drive inverter to the P85, the same battery is mated to a 416 bhp motor producing 600 Nm of torque. Range remains the same as the 85's, but the P85's performance credentials don't go unnoticed with red brake calipers and a vestigial carbon fiber spoiler on the edge of the tailgate. Topping the range is the P85 Plus, fitted with the Performance Plus pack. Tesla describes this as a European sports saloon setup and as such has adaptive air suspension and 20mm wider rear tires and 21-inch wheels, marginally boosting both performance and range. All versions of the Tesla Model S feature an automatic single-aglet transmission, sending power to the rear wheels and produce no CO2 emissions from the car itself. Simple to recharge. Charging the Model S is as simple as connecting a mobile phone. The slowest option is a normal 3-pin plug, followed by a Type 2 connection, which is becoming commonplace for EVs. Typically found in motorway services and in domestic wall boxes, charging typically works out at 23 to 68 miles of range per hour. You are more likely to achieve 68 miles of range per hour with the dual charging wall box Tesla is making available for home installation in 2015, but for the quickest solution a network of superchargers will be strategically installed around the UK, again before the end of 2015. These are free to use and give a range of 170 miles in just 30 minutes. The supercharging equipment is standard on all 85 versions and optional on the entry-level 60. Place your Model S order today and you'll be waiting around 4 to 5 months for delivery, such is the demand for the car. Launch prices with the £5,000 government grant deducted start at just under £50,000 for the 60. Read the full Parker's Tesla Model S review and see if this automotive revolution will rock the established premium manufacturers. performance, mention the words electric and car to the uninitiated, and there's a misguided assumption it'll be slow. It doesn't take long to appreciate Tesla Model S performance is anything but. No engines, 4 levels of performance. An electric car's performance secret is that torque is instantaneous, with no low ref buildup as you'd get in a car with a conventional combustion engine. The result is strong acceleration, both from a standstill and while on the move, with no time lost for gear changes as there's only one ratio. Due to the lack of engines, the different models are identified by the kWh ratings of the batteries. The entry-level model is the 60, producing 320 bhp and 440 Nm of torque, figures which ensure it's not slow. Sprinting from 060 miles per hour takes 5.9 seconds, while top speed is 120 miles per hour. More performance is available from the 85, with power up to 362 bhp, although torque is unchanged. The jump allows for a modest increase in top speed to 125 miles per hour, while the 060 miles per hour acceleration time drops to 5.4 seconds. Next up is the P85, the P signifying the installation of a high-performance drive inverter. The result is a power increase to 416 bhp, with torque jumping to 600 Nm. Naturally, on-road performance increases considerably too, with the 060 miles per hour time dropping to 4.2 seconds and top speed increasing marginally to 130 miles per hour. Topping the range is the P85 Plus, the suffix signifying the additional performance plus pack. While it has the same power and torque figures as the P85, performance is slightly increased due to the car's stiffened suspension and 20 mm wider rear tires. Unusually, the further up the Tesla Model S performance hierarchy you go, the better the claimed range is. While the 60 has a claimed range of 240 miles before needing a recharge, the 85 and P85 are said to go 312 miles before needing plugging in. That marginal efficiency increase on the P85 Plus takes that model to a claimed 315 miles, although these figures are based on a steady speed of 55 miles per hour. Driving around at UK motorway speeds gives a more realistic 250-mile range. Handling. Discerning executive car buyers expect their cars to be good to drive, and while it's not class-leading, Tesla Model S handling characteristics are nonetheless impressive. So far, we've only tested the firmer-sprung P85 Plus model, which Tesla describes as having more European handling than the models lower down the range. This isn't to say that the P85 Plus S setup is too firm. It feels somewhat akin to sportier models from BMW, Jaguar and Mercedes in that while body roll is kept to a minimum, it doesn't crash and get unsettled over every rut in the road. This is largely because the Model S, like other luxury saloons, is available with adaptive air suspension standard on the P85 Plus, giving a supple, forgiving ride quality. It also allows the Tesla to adapt on the move, lowering at higher speeds, bringing it closer to the ground and further benefiting handling. Similarly, the suspension can be lowered via controls on the touch screen, as well as being raised to traverse rougher ground and higher than normal speed bumps. As standard, the Model S comes with conventional suspension. Driving impressions of those models will come later in 2014. Further elements that aid the quest of good handling for the Model S are the fact its heavy batteries are all located at the bottom of its underpinnings, helping give a very low center of gravity. Further, the weight balance is almost identical front and rear, making it a neutral handler. That said, push it too hard and, despite it being rear-wheel drive, it tends to push wide, understeering slightly as it corners. Most Model S drivers won't pilot the car with such brio and instead will luxuriate in unruffled progress. Equipment. There are 4 models in the Tesla Model S lineup, each offering more performance than the one below it: 60, 85, P85 and P85 Plus standard Tesla Model S equipment. Choose the entry-level 60 and you're immediately struck that the Model S is not a basic car by any stretch of the imagination. Automatic wipers, flush door handles, 19-inch alloy wheels, automatic xenon headlamps with LED day running lights, electrically adjustable and heated front seats, 7-speaker stereo system, 17-inch color touchscreen for the majority of the Tesla's ancillary controls, Bluetooth connectivity, multifunction steering wheel, keyless entry, cruise control, high-definition reversing camera, dual-zone climate control and fully trimmed front and rear seats, the latter with a 60 hours 40 minutes split for added practicality. Opt for the additional power and range of the 85 and equipment remains the same, save for making it supercharger-enabled, meaning the Model S can be recharged at Tesla's new wave of recharging facilities. Choose the P85 and changes are more obvious, with 21-inch alloy wheels, red brake calipers and a small carbon fiber rear spoiler. Inside, Alcantara faux suede is used to upholster the top half of the dashboard and the headlining. Topping the range is the P85 Plus, which in addition to the P85's specification, also includes uprated suspension with air springs, wider rear tires and the tech package described below. Optional Tesla Model S accessories, perhaps surprisingly for a car in the upper echelons of motoring, and loaded with technology. Specifics such as leather trim and metallic or pearlescent paint are optional, as are other items that much less expensive cars have as standard, in particular parking sensors and front fog lights. Fancy an upgrade on the standard stereo? Then the ultra-high fidelity sound package is your answer, with 12 speakers and DAB radio offering superb sound reproduction. If you go for that, the tech package, standard on the P85 Plus, is worthy of consideration too. Not only does the sat-nav element feature a Google Maps function using satellite images, it also includes 3G 4G connectivity, LED cornering lights, automatic keyless entry and locking, auto-dimming rear-view mirrors, illuminated exterior door handles, electrically folding door mirrors, electric tailgate and driver profiles where different people can have their seat and mirror positions memorized. Unique in this segment, the Model S can become a 7-seater with a pair of rear-facing child seats located in the boot, which fold flat into the floor when not required. Further options for the Tesla Model S include smart air suspension standard in the P85 Plus, a sub-zero weather package with heated back seats and washer nozzles, combined with heated wiper blades, extended Napa leather upholstery including door panels and lower parts of the dashboard and additional interior LED lights. Comfort. There are few questions regarding Tesla Model S comfort levels. This is a spacious, luxury saloon with a sporting edge. Although we've yet to test models with conventional suspension, the P85 Plus with standard air springs is a comfortable place in which to travel, regardless of whether munching motorway miles or crawling through cities. Not only are the seats supportive, leaving you free from fatigue, it's an airy and genuinely roomy cabin too. The rear bench can take 3 adults side by side with ease too, aided by a completely flat floor and plenty of legroom. Taller backseat passengers may find the roofline tapers a little too much for optimum headroom. Perhaps the most obvious aid to comfort is the lack of engine noise, which isn't to say the Model S is completely silent, for you can still hear the rear motors gathering pace with a high-pitched whir at faster speeds, combined with a little wind noise and tire roar. Around town though, it is almost silent, so much so that even cocooned within the cabin you can easily hear passing pedestrians' exclamations of "Look at that car!" Other touches work well, making the cabin feel even more comfortable. The door panels are scalloped in such a way that your forearm sits neatly into the shape left behind, while in the center the armrests initially feel as though they're set too high but in reality feel just right. They slide back to reveal cup holders too. The front seats adjust in 12 directions electrically, while the reach and angle adjustment of the steering wheel is also powered. It's nigh on impossible not to determine the optimum driving position. Controls fall easy to hand, and once you get the hang of it, the 17-inch touchscreen becomes natural to use too. Practicality. Despite those voluptuous, svelte looks, a surprising trump card is how strong Tesla Model S practicality is. Compared to other saloons in this class, the Tesla's unusual in that it's actually a hatchback with a very large tailgate. Buy a Model S with a tech package and it can also be opened and closed at the touch of a button. In 5-seater mode, a pair of fold-away, rear-facing child seats are optionally available for the boot. The Tesla can swallow 745 liters of luggage, extending to 1,645 liters with the 60 hours 40 minutes split rear seat tumbled over. That the luggage cover doesn't lift up with the tailgate is a minor gripe, as it does fold in half manually. Because there's no engine up front, there's a 150-liter space under the bonnet too, particularly useful if you're intending to use the optional child seats. Inside the Model S you'll find a decently sized glove box, a small shelf below the 17-inch touch screen, a flat storage area between the front seats, ideal for bags, and a couple of cup holders under the front armrests, but other than that it's a little lacking for oddment stowage. Safety. When tested under the auspices of the team at Euro NCAP at the end of 2014, Tesla Model S safety was rated at 5 stars. Packed with airbags all round and various electronic safety systems to keep the car stable, the Model S will not only protect occupants in the event of a crash, it will minimize the risk of the car losing control in the first place. Disappointingly, the Tesla doesn't yet include any crash prevention technology such as emergency city braking or adaptive cruise control. Externally, the lights are full LED at the rear, while the front features LED day-running lights and xenon headlamps. Cornering lights are available with the tech package. Inside, all 3 rear seat positions have ISOFIX mounting points, a first in the luxury saloon class, while a pair of additional rear-facing child seats can also factory-fitted, which fold neatly into the boot floor. These feature 4-point safety belts such as those fitted on baby seats. Tesla states that the children's legs are well away from the rear crash structure of the vehicle too. Should you be unlucky enough to be involved in a serious collision, various parts of the car are marked behind doors and under the bonnet, showing where the emergency services need to access to cut the flow of electricity and make it safe to dismantle. Reliability. Any car has the potential to break down, and the company's reputation in this regard is unproven, but we would expect Tesla Model S reliability to prove strong. Primarily this is because there are fewer moving parts than on a conventional giant cars, and electric motors are proven to work with a greater level of reliability than internal combustion engines. Similarly, there's no gearbox in the acknowledged sense, with just a single forward and reverse gear to choose from. Although Tesla has been responsible for the development of the Model S, some of it was undertaken in conjunction with Mercedes-Benz. Fewer moving pieces of switchgear also mean there's less to break and come loose. That said, the 17-inch touchscreen could prove costly to repair if the electronics behind it fail.